Alright, so resume versus CV. In this video, I want to take a look at what they are and the differences. And I've also prepared some samples for you to take a look at in the description. So if you're applying for a job, if you're applying to be a genius at Apple, they want your resume. Netflix wants your resume. This other company wants your resume. Or this company wants your CV. These other companies also want your CV. Um, and some companies are actually willing to accept either resume or a CV. And nowadays, the ATS, the applicant tracking system, is connected to the LinkedIn, so you can just apply directly with LinkedIn. So I hope you get it. The point here is that you either need a resume or a CV if you're applying for a job, unless it's your dad's company or something, or you need a LinkedIn profile. So the question here is, so what's the difference between a resume and a CV? And that's what I want to take a look at today. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to tell you about a resume and what a resume is and what a resume should contain, and a CV, what a CV is, what it stands for, and what you should be writing in your CV, and lastly, compare the differences side by side. I'm Professor Job Offer, and I've spent the last 10 years with a number of Forbes Global 2000 companies, and I want to share with you my tips and tricks on how to land your next job offer. So let's jump right in. What is a resume? So, by the way, resume is not an English word, it's a French word, like French fries. I'm just kidding. In French, it means a summary. So, you're pretty much summarizing your skills and experience. And a resume is a document that is used to screen the applicants, and it's usually 1 or 2 pages long. And you never want it to go beyond 2 pages for your resume. Why? Because it's a summary. You want your summary to be nice and concise. And many sources online actually say it's widely used in North America, but there's a little asterisk there because this is not necessarily true. And it really depends on where you're applying for. And the word itself nowadays is actually used interchangeably. So resume is not exactly limited to North America. And this is the key point about resume that you need to remember. A resume is tailored or customized to the job you're applying for. What this means is you're only listing and summarizing your relevant experiences and skills on your resume. Okay, the CV is a little different. I'll tell you about that. And a resume is used to apply to industry. So if you're applying to companies, whether it's a public company or a private company, you're using a resume to apply to different industries and jobs in those industries using relevant experience and skills. So, and if you're wondering how to write a resume, I have a video where I show you how to write a resume from scratch, literally going from a blank page to this in 20 minutes. So be sure to check that out. So now let's compare. What is a CV? By the way, a CV is not an acronym for a cover letter. I do get this question time to time. And CV is also not an English word. It is a Latin word. It's actually 2 words. It's an acronym for curriculum vitae, and it means a course of life. So you want to talk about your entire life. What were you doing? What did you do? And it's also a document used to screen the applicants. And there's no page limit. Why? Because your life may be a little more interesting and diverse than some of the other applicants. So they don't put a page limit on there. And a lot of sources online say it is used widely in Europe, but this is also not necessarily true because depending on what company you're applying for, where you're applying for, they do use this word interchangeably. So don't limit yourself that you have to use a CV if it's in Europe or a resume if you're applying in North America. And a CV actually has a comprehensive description. Okay, what does that mean? A comprehensive description means you want to put everything on your CV. Your achievements, your publications, maybe the research you have done, something in your academics. Why? Because a CV is actually a document they like to use in academia. And when I say that, academia is like jobs in higher level education, like if you're a researcher or if you're applying to be a professor. But there's a little asterisk here as well because this is not always true, and you can use a CV to apply to jobs in the industry as well. Okay, and the differences, let's compare them side by side between a resume and a CV. Remember, resume has 1 to 2 pages of page limit because you're just summarizing your experiences. CV, on the other hand, has no page limit. And on a resume, you are customizing your relevant experiences and skills to the job you're applying for, as compared to the CV, where you want to put everything, all your achievements, your research, and etc. And a resume is specific to the industry. They say CV is for academia, but I just like to add that if for the industry, you can use either a resume or a CV depending on what the company is asking for. But if you're going for academia, you definitely want to use your CV. Want to use a CV. Okay. So a quick recap: resume is a summary of your relevant skills and experiences. Okay, and there is a sample in the description. Same thing with the CV. I've linked the sample in the description for you to go ahead and compare. And we took a look at the differences between the two. So hopefully now you know which document to use and what you should be including in each document. And just one more thing, there are additional resources available for you for completely free right here on YouTube on my channel. I don't believe in charging people outside using outside links and things like that. So one of the resources you can actually use to get some help on your resume is I have a video where I tell you about different sections on your resume, and I tell you what you should be writing in each section. I show you some samples that go along with it, so be sure to check that out. And if you're working on the education section on your resume and you want to have details like this, but you're not sure how to write it, I have a video where I show you the education section on your resume line by line. And when I say line by line, I literally mean line by line, starting from the very top to how to organize your major, your degree, your university, and the dates, and how you should be writing those dates down, and to your GPA, to how you should be organizing your awards and scholarships, to courses, what courses you should be putting on there, and how to organize them, all the way down to your activities, some extracurricular activities you participated in university, and so on. So be sure to check that video out. I'm Professor Job Offer, and I'm here to help you land your next job offer. Thanks for watching.